They called him a marketing gimmick. They said he was only signed to sell shirts. 2 years ago, Christian Pulisic was a prisoner in London. He was benched, he was mocked, he was broken. But look at him today. The prisoner has become the king of Milan. So, was he ever the problem? Or was Chelsea just a graveyard for talent? To understand the magnitude of his redemption, we must first revisit the scene of the crime, Stamford Bridge. When Christian Pulisic arrived in London in 2019, the narrative was set in stone. He wasn't just a 20-year-old winger from Borussia Dortmund. He was the American experiment. He was the $73 million answer to the departure of Eden Hazard, arguably the greatest player in Premier League history at that time. Imagine the weight of that jersey. Hazard didn't just score goals. He carried Chelsea on his back for 7 years. And now, a kid from Hershey, Pennsylvania was expected to fill those shoes. At first, it looked possible. Remember the Project Restart era? During the lockdown season, Pulisic was unplayable. He scored a perfect hat trick against Burnley. Left foot, right foot, header. He dragged Chelsea into the top 4 almost single-handedly. For a brief moment, the Captain America hype felt real. But then, the chaos began. Chelsea Football Club is not a place for development. It is a grinder. In his 4 years there, Pulisic played under 3 different owners and 4 different permanent managers: Frank Lampard, Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter, and Lampard again. Each manager brought a new system. Each manager brought new favorites. Under Thomas Tuchel, the man who gave him his debut at Dortmund, Pulisic expected trust. Instead, he got the cold shoulder. Tuchel famously benched him for the Champions League semifinal against Real Madrid, despite him being their most dangerous attacker. Why? Because Tuchel preferred control over chaos. Pulisic is a chaos player. He needs freedom to dribble, to take risks. But at Chelsea, every risk was punished. And then came the injuries. Every time he found form, a hamstring would snap. But was it just bad luck? Or was it the result of being thrown into high-intensity matches without rhythm, often playing out of position as a wingback? By 2023, the situation had turned toxic. The British media turned on him. They labeled him the LeBron James of Soccer, a meme used to mock American soccer culture. Pundits like Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville questioned his physicality. Graham Potter arrived and spent £600 million on new attackers: Mudryk, Sterling, Madueke, Felix. Pulisic wasn't just benched, he was buried. He played less than 1,000 minutes in his final season. He scored just 1 goal. The world watched him rot. The narrative shifted from future superstar to expensive flop. He was trapped in a golden cage, earning millions but losing his soul. Summer 2023. Christian Pulisic stood at the most critical crossroads of his life. He was 24 years old. This is the prime of a footballer's career. He couldn't afford another wasted year. He had offers. Lyon in France wanted him. Several mid-table Premier League clubs offered to keep him in England with a massive salary. Staying in England would have been the safe choice. Keep the money, stay in the comfort zone, prove the haters wrong on their own turf. But Pulisic did something that defines true champions. He chose glory over gold. He accepted a move to AC Milan. But here's the detail that most people missed. He took a massive pay cut. He reportedly dropped his salary from nearly €10 million a year to around €4 million to make the deal happen. Why? Because he didn't want money. He wanted to feel important again. And AC Milan offered him something Chelsea never could: a legacy. When he arrived in Milan, the iconic number 11 shirt was vacant. It had just been vacated by Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the god of Milan. Most players would run away from that number. It's too heavy. It's too much pressure. Pulisic asked for it. In his first press conference, he didn't sound arrogant. He sounded hungry. He said, "I am not here to replace Zlatan. I am here to be Christian Pulisic." The tactical shift was immediate. Stefano Pioli and later Paulo Fonseca didn't ask him to play wingback. They didn't ask him to play safe. They unlocked him. In Italy, the game is more tactical, but the spaces in transition are deadly, perfect for Pulisic's direct running style. Unlike Chelsea, where he was one of 30 stars fighting for attention,
In Milan, he became a pillar of the project alongside Rafael Leao. They call it Captain America and the surfboard on the wings. For the first time in years, he had a manager who didn't sub him off after 60 minutes. He had a manager who let him make mistakes. And when you give a player like Pulisic confidence, you don't get a flop. You get a monster. The result was immediate. The chains were finally broken. Goals, assists, man of the match awards. He wasn't playing scared anymore. He was playing free. The English media went silent. The marketing gimmick was actually a world-class winger. Chelsea spent £1 billion to replace him, and they still don't have a player like him. Christian Pulisic didn't just save his career, he saved the American dream. World Cup 2026 is coming to his home. He is no longer a boy lost in London. He is the leader we were promised. Captain America is finally ready for war. Was Chelsea the problem? You tell me.